Well, the shoulder surgery's done. Here's a few pics. I don't know what any of that means, but got some stitches, a little bit of drugs, and a little sore, but we're gonna be just fine. Before I got the surgery, I went ahead and got one more cut in. I got this maple. Not sure how this is gonna go. First one I've ever cut, but thought it looked robust and big enough and long enough, about 57 inches. Quick search on Google will get you some pictures of what maple probably should look like. Looks like some people can get some pretty nice price for bigger slabs and for some stock. I, of course, won't be getting any big slabs out of this. A couple small ones, but usable stuff. And then I'm going to do the rest in 1x planks. So one of the things that I've learned is that you want to try to, what they call gun barrel these things. You want to put the small end towards the head of the saw, and that'll give you the idea of what your biggest plank or your biggest cant or best cant will be. I had this thing moved a little too far to the right, and I wanted to move it left a little bit so I could get both my lock dogs on there. So I'm going to pull in the Bobcat, move it over, get a nice cut, and go from there. You'll see I'm going to drop in some 2x4s here and struggle mightily to get them on there correctly so I can lift that smaller end up so that pith is centered and I can go straight down the gun barrel of the log. So a little fiddling, a little playing around with it, but I think I get it eventually. And I'm trying to take my time and do these things right, and it doesn't always just pop right into place. You got to get off, get on, and adjust accordingly. So I'm going to play around with this, probably go quiet, and there's some stuff coming up I'll give you some thoughts on as I was doing it. But again, learning in process. You're seeing Sawyer 101 going on right here. So I'll be quiet and we'll just enjoy a good cut for a little bit, and I'll check back in just a second.
Stepping out of the shadow in my room, caught between cowboy clouds and misty moon. Silver dress, sparkle eyes, crystal blue. Stepping out of the shadow in my room, caught between cowboy clouds and misty moon. Silver dress, sparkle eyes, crystal blue. Stepping out of the shadow in my room, caught between cowboy clouds and misty moon. Silver dress, sparkle eyes, crystal blue. Stepping out of the shadow in my room, caught between cowboy clouds and misty moon. Silver dress, sparkle eyes, crystal blue. Stepping out of the shadow in my room, caught between cowboy clouds and misty moon. Silver dress, sparkle eyes, crystal blue. I was lost to the menace of the night, sucker punched by love most of my life. Told myself I would always toe the line. Tripped on love and fell. You shook me out my shell. Now I know you well. Tripped on love and fell. You shook me out my shell. Now I know you well. I fell for you. I fell for you. Life can switch from light to dark. Loving you, that's the
Okay, so I'm going to slow it back to regular speed here, and you're about to see me make a mistake. Something I was not anticipating, but the rot basically gave up there, and this board, as I'm cutting it, came loose. And my concern here is, okay, I really would prefer to keep the saw moving, at least forward, not back. I want to keep the pressure forward into the cut and not pull that blade back into the log. So had to get a little creative, get in there, get it cut. A little spark there. It's not metal. I think it was a piece of wood that actually just got super hot after sitting under that blade for a second. Not a big deal, kind of a goofy cut, but it can be cut off the ends and cleaned up. It should be okay. That said, lesson learned. Really got to watch those rot spots and make sure you're anticipating what's going to happen. That wood has no integrity once you get into that soft, rotted portion. Go ahead and flip the log over, try to get the longest, flattest log that I can get out of it. And actually yielded some decent planks out of this. We'll get a quick look here in just a minute.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever come.
Okay, so there's your yield. Again, I know I've said this before, but I want to make wood for hobbyists. I want to go direct sales and make this stuff available to somebody that's going to be able to do something creative, put it in their shop, and make something beautiful. I think what I'm probably going to do is each lot that I video, I'm going to sell as an individual lot. I'll calculate board foot, and it's going to be rock bottom prices because A, I got to move this stuff out. A lot of it is not dry yet, so we'll have to discuss how that's going to work. But we'll get there. And as you can see, that's like some really nice character in this maple. We'll get there. I'm not perfect yet by any means, but know that that's where I'm going for. If you think there's somewhere I should put these, and I'm thinking Etsy or maybe even just Marketplace, but if there's something that you think that you'd like to see out there and how it's sold or how it's bought, please comment in the comments below and give me some ideas. Here's another look at kind of the yield as I stack it. 2 big planks, and then I had some smaller 1-bys. All of it stacks up nicely. I've checked it a couple times in the last week and a half that it's been sitting there, and it seems to be nice and flat. Pretty wet log, so it'll take some time to dry out, obviously. I am in a dry storage area, and while there's humidity to contend with, it's not a kiln. It is air drying, but it will go a little bit quicker than, a year for every inch. I think it's going quicker than that. I don't know how much quicker, but a little bit. Anyway, give me some thoughts on how we should sell this stuff or make it available to you guys so that you can get a hold of it and make something beautiful.
Let's spend the weekend here in this bed. We can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. Weekend here in this bed. We can sleep in and let the feelings overflow.
So with that, that's your maple. I'm going to slap some paint on here on both ends, get it sealed up, let it start drying, and that's it for this week. If you have thoughts or whatever, please drop some comments. I'm here to learn. And if you think I've earned it, give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. It helps immensely. That's how I'm going to make this YouTube channel work and hopefully continue to do good stuff. Again, hope you enjoyed this coffee sipper. We'll see you next time.